Good morning everyone, I'm Ritu Parekh, Parekh College of Engineering and IT. We are going to study Radar and TV Engineering, Unit 5th, Modern TV System, topic HDTV. HDTV concepts. Digital TV, also known as High Definition TV, was designed to replace the National Television Standards Committee NTSC system, which was invented in 1940s and 1950s. In HDTV, both the video and the audio signals must be digitized by analog to digital converters and transmitted serially to the receiver. Because of the very high frequency of video signals, special techniques must be used to transmit the video signal over a standard 6 MHz bandwidth TV channel. And because both video and audio must be transmitted over the same channel, multiplexing techniques must be used. The FCC Federal Communication Commission requirement is that all this information be transmitted reliably over the standard 6 MHz TV channels, now defined as NTSC. Assume that the video to be transmitted contains frequencies up to MHz. HDTV uses the scanning concept to paint a picture on the CRT. So you can continue to think of the HDTV screen in terms of a scan lines as you would think of the standard NTSC analog screen. However, you should also view the HDTV screen as being made up of thousands of tiny dots of lights called pixels. Each pixel can be any of 256 colors. These pixels can be used to create any image. The greater the number of pixels on the screen, the greater the resolution and the finer the detail that can be represented. Each horizontal scan line is divided into hundreds of pixels. The format of a HDTV screen is described in terms of the numbers of pixels per horizontal line by the number of vertical lines, which is the same as the number of the horizontal scan lines. One major difference between conventional NTSC analog TV and HDTV is that HDTV can use progressive line scanning rather than interlaced scanning. In progressive scanning, each line is scanned one at a time from top to bottom. These are some standards: 480p aspect ratio 4:3 pixels, horizontal line 640 vertical pixels, 480 scan rates 24 Hz, 30 Hz or 60 Hz, where P is for progressive scanning and I is for interlace scanning. Since this format is compatible with computer video monitors, it is possible to display HDTV on computer screens. Interlace scanning can be used on one of the HDTV formats. Interlace scanning minimizes flickers but complicates the video compression process. Whereas progressive scanning is preferred and at a 60 Hz frame rate, flickers is not a problem. The FCC has defined a total of 18 different formats for HDTV. Most are variations of the basic formats as given in the table. Most plasma, LCD and large screens only display these formats. The 480p, where P stands for progressive standard, offers performance comparable to that of the NTSC system. It uses 4:3 aspect ratio for the screen. The scanning is progressive. The vertical scan rate is selectable to fit the type of the video being transmitted. This format is fully compatible with modern VGA computer monitors. For this signal to be digitized, it must be sampled at least 2 times per cycle or at a minimum sampling rate of 8.4 MHz. If each sample is translated to an 8-bit word and the bytes are transmitted serially, the data stream has a rate of 67.2 MHz. Multiply this by 3. Why we are multiplying it by 3? Because if you are using a color TV, then there are 3 primary colors which are used: red, green and blue. So multiplying it by 3 gives us 201.6 MHz. Add this the audio channels and the total required bandwidth is almost 300 megahertz. To permit this quantity of data to be transmitted over the 6 megahertz channel, special encoding modulation techniques are used. Now you can understand an HD TV standard or a normal current TV standard with the help of this picture. These are two different pictures. Blue one is representing a current standard or the normal TV standard, and red one is representing a HD TV standard. As you can see that the scanning is interlaced and the number of lines are 525, whereas at the HD TV standard the interlaced line the scanning is progressive and aspect ratio is 16:9, hence it commits a better picture in terms of quality. HDTV transmitter. Now camera captures the scene and gives it to analog to digital converter. Now analog to digital converter gives it to a MPEG-2 data compression, where your signal is being compressed for the further transmission. Then data scrambler. Data scrambler then transmit the signal to Rich-Solomon error detection and correction circuit. Then to encoder and packetizer. Now your signal is serial video data being transmitted to the multiplexer. The serial video data is being transferred to multiplexer along with the audio data. Now the audio data is being taken from the audio source to the audio source gives the audio to the analog to digital converter. Then the signal is given to the data compression. The data compression here used is AC3, then to the multiplexer along with the other audio sources if any, then to the packetizer, and now the audio data is ready to be fed to multiplexer. Now video data and audio data along with some synchronizing headers are being multiplexed and given to the frame formatter. Now from frame formatter the output is given to the DAC, digital to analog converter. Now the signal is 8 level signal given to the balance modulator along with carrier generator. Signal is given to the sideband filter, where only a upper sideband is selected for the further transmission, given to the up converter mixer along with local oscillator. Now the signal is given to the power amplifier and then to the antenna and ready to be broadcasted. The resulting signal are serialized and sent to a data compressor. The purpose of this device is to reduce the number of bits needed to represent the video data and therefore permit higher transmission rates in a limited bandwidth channel. MPEG-2 is the data compression method used in HDTV. The MPEG-2 data compressor processes the data according to an algorithm that effectively reduces any redundancy in the video signal. For example, if the picture is one half light blue sky, the pixel value will be the same for many lines. All this data can be reduced to one pixel value transmitted for a known number of times. The algorithm also uses favor bits to encode the color, then to encode the brightness, because the human eye is much more sensitive to brightness than to color. The MPEG-2 encoder captures and compares successive frames of video and compare them to detect the redundancy so that only difference between successive frames are transmitted. The signal is next sent to a data randomizer. The data randomizer scrambles or randomizes the signal. This is done to ensure that Random data is transmitted even when no video is present or when the video is constant value for many scan lines. This permits clock recovery at the receiver. Next, the random serial signal is passed through Reed-Solomon RS error detection and correction circuit. This circuit adds extra bits to the data stream so that transmission errors can be detected at the receiver and corrected. This ensures high reliability in signal transmission even under severe noise conditions. In HDTV, the RS encoder adds 20 parity bytes per block of data that can provide correction for up to 10 bytes errors per block. The signal is next fed to the Trellis encoder. This circuit further modifies the data to permit error correction at the receiver. Trellis encoding is widely used in modems. Trellis coding is not used in the cable TV version of HDTV. The audio portion of the HDTV signal is also digital. It provides for compact disc quality audio. The audio system can accommodate up to 6 audio channels, permitting monophonic sound, stereo, and multi-channel surround sound. The channel arrangement is flexible to permit different systems. For example, one channel could be used for a second language transmission or closed captioning. Each audio channel is sampled at a 48 kbps rate, ensuring that audio signals up to about 24 kHz are accurately captured and transmitted. Each audio sample is converted to an 18-bit digital word. The audio information is time multiplexed and transmitted as a serial bit stream at a frequency of a data compression technique designated AC3 is used to speed up audio transmission. Next, the video and the audio data streams are packetized, that is, they are converted to short blocks of data bytes that segment the video and audio signals. These packets are multiplexed along with some synchronizing signals to form the final signal to be transmitted. The result is a 188-bit packet containing both video and audio data plus 4 bytes of synchronizing bytes and a header. The header identifies the number of the packet and its sequence as well as the video format. Next, the packets are assembled into frames of data representing one frame of video. The complete frame consists of 626 packets transmitted sequentially. The final signal is sent to the modulator. The modulation scheme used in HDTV is 8 VSB or 8 level vestigial sideband amplitude modulation. The carrier is suppressed and only the upper sideband is transmitted. The serial digital data is sent to digital to analog converter where each sequential 3-bit group is converted to a discrete voltage level. This system encodes 3 bits per symbol, thereby greatly increasing the data rate within the channel. An example is shown in the figure. Each 3-bit group is converted to a relative level of, or this is the signal that amplitude modulates the carrier. The resulting symbol is 10,800 symbols per second. This translates to a data rate of high. Eliminating the extra RS and Trellis bit gives an actual video and audio rate of about 19.3 Mbps. A modified version of this format is used when the HDTV signal is to be transmitted over a cable system. Trellis coding is eliminated and 16 VSB modulation is used to encode 4 bits per symbol. This gives double the data rate of terrestrial HDTV transmission. The VSB signal can be created with a balance modulator to eliminate the carrier and to generate the sidebands. One sideband is removed by a filter or by using the phasing system. The modulated signal is up converted by a mixer to the final transmission frequency, which is one of the standard TV channel in VHF or UHF range. A linear power amplifier is used to boost the signal level prior to transmission by the antenna. This is how your HDTV transmitter works. Now, HDTV receiver. HDTV receiver system looks like this. This is the block diagram where there are different components assisting for the proper reception of the HDTV signal. Let us see the working. An HDTV receiver picks up the composite signal and then demodulates and decodes the signal into the original video and audio information. A simplified receiver block diagram is shown in the figure as shown just now. The tuner and the IF systems are similar to those in a standard TV receiver. From there, the 8 VSB signal is demodulated into the original bit stream. A balance modulator is used along with the carrier signal that is phase locked to the pilot carrier to ensure accurate demodulation. A clock recovery circuit regenerates the clock signal that times all the remaining digital operation. The signal then passes through an NTSC filter that is designed to filter out any one channel or adjacent channel interference from the standard TV stations. The signal is also passed through an equalizer circuit that adjusts the signal to correct for amplitude and phase variation encountered during transmission. The signals are demultiplexed into the video and audio bit streams. Next, the trellis decoder and the RS decoder ensure that any received errors caused by noise are corrected. The signal is descrambled and decompressed. The video signal is then converted back to the digital signal that will drive the digital to analog converter that in turn drive the red, green and blue electron gun in the CRT. The audio signal is also demultiplexed and fed to AC3 decoder. The resulting digital signal are fed to digital to analog converter that creates the analog audio for each of the 6 audio channels. Block diagram of HDTV receiver. Thank you.